Hi everyone. Welcome to the last quiz. Hi everyone. Okay. Yes, I didn't realise the golf wasn't really on. Actually, they were kind of just going on about stuff. Anyway, I want to say a big cheers, and just in case you're worried, because I would be if I was you, with my pronunciation sometime. This is clean gin. There you go. It's it's and zero alcoholic gin, but I do have lots of lovely tonic in it. Anyway, cheers to everyone. I know, last quiz. Well, it's kind of a good and bad thing, isn't it? We just really hope this is the last online quiz, although I will miss you all. But we really hope that by October we'll be back in the clubhouse. Cheers, everyone. So, as for those of you who didn't have the joy of reading the newsletter today and the quiz item, we've got a bumper round, but we're going to get cracking with it straight away because I know some of you out there might want to watch some golf, and some of you can't probably think of anything worse. But so tonight we have 7 rounds and 2 mystery people. And I've been inundated with rounds and, yeah, clean gin, Pam, as opposed to mucky gin. And, yeah, so I've incorporated them all, and it's wonderful. And so I think and there's a huge amount of variety. So I think we're going to go out with a bang. And obviously we've got more points to go for. So we're going to see, because tonight's quiz is out of 68. So you're going to have to see how you get on. Right, so I'm going to, just for those of you who've just joined us, I'm going to give you the 7 rounds so you can choose your joker. So there you go. Right, so I'll just give you a few seconds to have a look at that. Have a quick slurp. Right, so hopefully you've managed to choose your joker, or as they turn up, you can always decide then and there. It's going to be a bit strange being back in the clubhouse and everything being all very official and stuff, isn't it? It's going to be interesting. So here we go. I've got a starter tonight for you, and there's a bit of a theme because I didn't know exactly what Pat was going to do with her round, but she did V for Victory, and I think there's a sort of a theme here, so I'm going to suggest we are going to be victorious after the last year and move onward and upward. And so the starter for this week is as follows. And thank you very much to Richard for this. And in fact, Richard has supplied nearly all the starters since last April. So thank you very much, Richard. I'm going to miss our little email correspondence. Actually, Richard and I did discuss some COVID-related starters, but they were a little bit morbid. So one was the 10 worst countries for COVID. And then the other one was 10 of the 13, I believe, people who have spoken to us from the podium in Downing Street with the COVID briefings. But we decided that was all a bit grim. So we're going to go with this one. Excluding islands, there are 10 countries whose names contain the letter V. What are they? And I'm going to tell you, for those of you who have heard of this country, or not, we are not including Congo Brazzaville, which is an alternative name for the Republic of Congo. So I'll just repeat that. There are 10 countries whose names contain the letter V. What are they? So that's your starter for tonight. And you have a nice long while to work that one out. Yes, I think you're right, Andy. We decided it was all a bit dark. Okay, so that's your starter. So we'll crack on with round 1, which is called A Good Read. And thank you very much to the O'Gradiators for this round. For anyone who doesn't know who the O'Gradiators are, Pam O'Grady and her family, who have called themselves that. And I'm going to do a shout out to their daughter Anna, who apparently loves this quiz. And last time I saw you, I think you were about 10, Anna. So next time I see you, we can have a chat about the quiz. But it's good to know you're out there. So, a good read. Number 1. Who is the current poet laureate? Who is the current poet laureate? Number 2. Which novelist who worked as a teacher in Cambridge wrote About a Boy and High Fidelity? Which novelist who worked as a teacher in Cambridge wrote about a boy and High Fidelity? Number 3. In which Shakespeare play is the stage direction exit pursued by a bear? In which Shakespeare play is there a stage direction exit pursued by a bear? Number 4. The characters Pip, Magwitch and Miss Havisham appear in which Charles Dickens novel? The characters Pip, Magwitch and Miss Havisham appear in which Charles Dickens novel? Number 5. Which novel published in 2015 was Harper Lee's follow-up novel to Kill a Mockingbird, which was published in 1960? Which novel published in 2015 was Harper Lee's follow-up novel to Kill a Mockingbird, which was published in 1960? And the last question in this round, number 6. Which debut novel by Delia Owens is set on the North Carolina coast in the 1960s? Which debut novel even, by Delia Owens is set on the North Carolina coast in the 1960s? I'll just quickly read through those again. Yeah, I'm with you there, Susie. Number 1, who is the current poet laureate? Number 2, which novelist who worked as a teacher in Cambridge wrote About a Boy and High Fidelity? Number 3, in which Shakespeare play is the stage direction Exit Pursued by a Bear? Number 4, the characters Pip, Magwitch and Miss Havisham appear in which Charles Dickens novel? Number 5, which novel published in 2015 was Harper Lee's follow-up novel to Kill a Mockingbird? And number 6, which debut novel by Delia Owens is set on the North Carolina coast in the 1960s? Oh, well done, Marion. Is it good? Okay, so the answers to round 1. The current poet laureate is Simon Armitage. Nick Hornby wrote About a Boy and High Fidelity. And the bear was The Winter's Tale. The characters Pip, Magwitch and Miss Havisham were in Great Expectations. The novel by Harper Lee, the follow-up one, was Go Set a Watchman. And the debut novel by Delia Owens was Where the Crawdads Sing. Where the Crawdads Sing. So how was that? Good start? Tricky start? Mixed? We need 10, Alison, 10 V's. They only have to contain the letter V. They don't have to start. All right, Marion, you're obviously winning. So Marion's got 3. No one else is going to say anything. Right, okay. Number 2 is sport trivia. I was not sure quite. Lindsay sent this round through and it was a really good round, but I wasn't quite sure what to call it. Oh, Andy, they've got 6. Wow, excellent. Oh, hi, Martin and Amanda. Excellent. So this is sport trivia. We're going from one end. Did you get them all, Pam? We're going from one extreme to the other now. Okay, so here we go. Number 1. What is the longest name of a football team in the top 4 divisions of English men's football? What is the longest name of a football team in the top 4 divisions of English men's football? Well done, Jane. Some of you might be writing a few down or thinking of a few and counting them. That's what Nick and I did when we tried to work that one out. Number 2, using the same set of 4 divisions of English men's football, we now want the team name which begins with 5 consonants. So we want a football team name in the top 4 divisions which begin with 5 consonants. I'll give you a clue, it isn't Aston Villa. Or Arsenal. There you are. That's got rid of 2. Number 3. Which team held the Papa John's Trophy for less than 24 hours in March 2021? Which team held the Papa John's Trophy for less than 24 hours in March 21? Number 4. Which river hosted this year's boat race? Which river hosted this year's boat race? I apologise to any of you who don't live locally. Be slightly more tricky question, possibly. Number 5. What must a kabaddi player hold whilst raiding the opposition's territory? I'll spell that Kabadi. What must a kabaddi player hold whilst raiding the opposition's territory? I did check this just in case Lindsay was having a laugh. And finally, number 6. In which Super League can you watch thunder, lightning, storm, stars, and sirens play? In which Super League can you watch thunder, lightning, storm, stars, and sirens play? Right, I'll just quickly read those out again. We want the longest name of a football team in the top 4 divisions. We want a team name in the top 4 divisions which begins with 5 consonants. I want to know which team held the Papa John's trophy for less than 24 hours last month. I want to know which river hosted this year's boat race. And what must a kabaddi player hold whilst raiding the opposition's territory? And finally, in which Super League can you watch Thunder, Lightning, Storm, Stars and the Sirens play? One of the questions that Lindsay offered was how many dimples are there in a golf ball, but I thought that was, given we have a lot of non-golfers, a little bit unfair, although many of us golfers probably haven't a clue either. Okay, so we'll go through the questions, go through the answers of those. So number 1, the longest name of a football team is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers. And the team with 5 consonants is Crystal Palace. The team that held the Papa John's trophy for less than 24 hours was Salford City, because it was delayed from last year, and then Sunderland won the 2021 final the very next day. The river that hosted this year's boat race was the Great Ouse. And a kabaddi player, believe it or not, has to hold their breath whilst they're raiding the opposition's territory. And the Super League with those teams in is netball. Yeah, that is the end of the sport round for tonight. Oh, I think that was tricky, Lindsay. A mixture. Excellent. Right. Okay, so we're going to break a bit with tradition. Why not? And we're going to have the first of our 2 mystery people. I'm with you there, Marion. Definitely with you there. So, and thank you to Kevin, who's one of the gradiators, for this one. And, oh, good. Julie, I'm glad. So maybe you're going to peek later. So here we go. Our first mystery person. Clue 1 for 5 points. He was born in Maida Vale in London in 1914 and attended boarding school at Pembroke Hall and Roborough. His father was not named on his birth certificate, but he suspected an uncle who made occasional visits and paid for his schooling was actually his father. In World War II, he commanded a landing craft at the Allied invasion of Sicily, and the Navy gave him leave to appear in the Broadway production of Flare Path. So he was born in Maida Vale in London in 1914. He went to boarding school in Pembroke and Roborough. He was in World War II, where he commanded a landing craft, and the Navy gave him leave to appear in the Broadway production of Flare Path. Clue 2 for 3 points. He established a reputation as a Shakespearean actor in the 1930s and continued to act and win awards for his stage roles after the war. In 1949, he played 9 characters in the Ealing comedy film Kind Hearts and Coronets, before appearing in a number of films directed by David Lean, one of which won him a BAFTA and an Oscar for Best Actor. So he established a reputation as a Shakespearean actor in the 30s. He continued to act and win awards after the war. In 1949, he played 9 characters in the Ealing comedy film Kind Hearts and Coronets. And he then went on to appear in some films directed by David Lean, which won him a BAFTA and an Oscar for Best Actor. And lastly, for just 1 point, clue 3. In the 1970s, despite calling it fairy tale rubbish, he played the role of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, I'm not a big fan. Sorry. In the first of the Star Wars films. Initially, he was horrified by a new fan base who knew nothing of his previous work and shriveled up whenever anyone mentioned Star Wars. Having agreed 2.5% of the royalties of the film, however, allowed him to pay debts and live comfortably until his death in 2000. So despite calling it fairy tale rubbish, he played the role of Obi-Wan Kenobi in the first of the Star Wars films. He ended up getting a royalty of 2.5% and managed to pay off all his debts and live comfortably until his death in 2000. Right, okay, so the first mystery person tonight is Alec Guinness. There you go, Alec Guinness. And I apologise to all Star Wars fans if I pronounced his stage name wrong or his film name. So how easy was that? It's very slow tonight, the internet. Very, very, very slow. You're being kind, I should think, Pam. Fairly. Okay. Right. Yeah, I think the internet is very slow tonight. We've got a huge delay. I haven't seen anyone write anything yet, but never mind. Okay, so we can always discuss that at the end. So round 3, I'd like to thank Jeff and Janet for this round, and it's called It's Windy. Okay, it's windy. So, number 1. Who wrote The Wind in the Willows? Number 1. Who wrote The Wind in the Willows? Number 2. The Beaufort wind scale runs from force 0 to force 12. What type of wind is force 6? The Beaufort wind scale runs from force 0 to force 12. What type of wind is force 6? Number 3. What is the name of the wind that blows down the Rhone Valley to the Mediterranean Sea? What is the name of the wind that blows down the Rhone Valley to the Mediterranean Sea? Number 4. What two sportsmen are known by their nicknames the Whirlwind and the Hurricane? What two sportsmen are known by their nicknames the Whirlwind and the Hurricane? Number 5. What song starts with the words Goodbye Norma Jean? What song starts with the words Goodbye Norma Jean? And lastly, number 6. What woodwind instrument has the highest pitch? What woodwind instrument has the highest pitch? Right, I'll just run through those again. Number 1, who wrote The Wind in the Willows? Number 2, the Beaufort scale 6, what type of wind is that? What is the name of the wind that blows down the Rhone Valley to the Mediterranean Sea? Number 4, what two sportsmen are known by their nicknames the Whirlwind and the Hurricane? Number 5, what song starts with the words Goodbye Norma Jean? And number 6, what woodwind instrument has the highest pitch? Right, if you are consulting with others, there you go. You had a bit of time to do that. So here we go. Number 1, Wind in the Willows was written by Kenneth Grahame. Wind force 6 is a strong breeze. A strong breeze. Number 3, the name of the wind blowing down the Rhone Valley is the Mistral. Number 4, 2 sportsmen known as the Whirlwind and the Hurricane are Jimmy White and Alex Higgins. You can have half a point for each. Goodbye Norma Jean is the start of Candle in the Wind. And the woodwind instrument, which the highest pitch is a piccolo. I know that because we have one in our band and you can't stand anywhere near them. It's so piercing is probably a good word to describe it. So how's that round? Thank you very much, Jeff and Janet, for that round. That was great. Thank you. Yay. There you go. I think we all like wind. Something like that. Except on the golf course. Very good. Excellent. Just a reminder of the starter round. Remember, we're not counting islands, but we want 10 countries whose name contains the letter V, excluding Congo Brazzaville. Excellent. Yay, finally. Well done, Mandy. You're obviously building up now. So round 4 is entitled Who Said This in the Last Year? And Nick and I have done this round. So I'd just like to say at this point a massive thanks. Nick has been brilliant for the last year. Well, he's brilliant anyway. He always is. But particularly to do with the quizzes, he's been fantastic and very, very supportive and kept me going and helped me out a lot. So thank you very much. Okay, and so I'm going to give you a quote and you have to tell me who said it. And they're all from the last calendar year. No, yeah, anyway, year, 12 months. Number 1. Yeah, Nick is coming up in a minute, I hope, and he's going to bring me a small glass of bubbly because I thought I should celebrate. But as you can see, I can't get my pronunciation right with clean gin, so I thought I would leave it for a little while. But he will say hello. No, he is going to come up, I promise. And he's watching this, so he now knows he has to. Number 1. It's going to disappear one day. It's like a miracle. It will disappear. So I want to know who said that. It's going to disappear one day. It's like a miracle. It will disappear. It was a classic of the last year. Number 2, who said this? Tomorrow will be a good day. Tomorrow will be a good day. I'm going to try and remember that one. It's quite a nice little saying. Tomorrow will be a good day. Number 3, who said this? I still need a bit of milk, full fat, which I've warmed in the microwave. Who said, I still need a bit of milk, full fat, which I've warmed in the microwave? Because it's the last quiz, I'm going to give you a little clue there, and I have talked about this person and said I don't particularly like them. They irritate me. So you might remember I have commented on a person. Okay, number 4, who said this? Will you shut up, man? This is so unpresidential. Will you shut up, man? This is so unpresidential. There you go, Andy. Someone's listened to me. Number 5, who said this? I believe that in all circumstances I behaved reasonably and legally. I believe that in all circumstances I behaved reasonably and legally. And finally, number 6, who said this? After a blessed but troubled life, hopefully he'll find some comfort in the hands of God. After a blessed but troubled life, hopefully he'll find some comfort in the hands of God. Right, I'll quickly run through those again. So, first one, it's going to disappear one day. It's like a miracle. It will disappear. Number 2, tomorrow will be a good day. Number 3, I still need a bit of milk, full fat, which I've warmed in the microwave. Number 4, will you shut up, man? This is so unpresidential. Number 5, I believe that in all circumstances I behaved reasonably and legally. And number 6, after a blessed but troubled life, hopefully he'll find some comfort in the hands of God. Okay, so number 1, it had to be, didn't it? Donald Trump. I don't know why he thinks miracles disappear, but anyway, that was Donald Trump. Number 2, that was Captain Tom Moore's motto. Tomorrow will be a good day. And only Nigella Lawson could say microwave. But apparently she does say that. I've seen lots of videos with her saying it. Will you shut up, man? That was Joe Biden during the US presidential TV debate. The reasonable and legal actions were, of course, Dominic Cummings when he decided to check out his eyesight in Barnard Castle. And the blessed but troubled life and finding some comfort in the hands of God was Gary Lineker after the death of Diego Maradona. So you can Or is it micro? No, I think it's micro larvae. You can have, if you get Diego Maradona, you can have half a mark there, even though obviously he didn't say it because it was dead. If you knew that's what they were talking about. So that is the end of... Yeah, I quite like that one. Thanks, Jane. And you scored well. Excellent. That's good. Right, we now have another mystery person. And this one was sent to us by Dan and Lucy. So thank you very much. Some very good friends of mine from my teaching days who still come to the quiz up at the club. So, and hopefully we will do together in October. So, here we go. Same as usual, 5 points for this clue. Are you ready? Although now a multi-millionaire, he was born into a relatively poor family in 1949. He is the eldest of 3 children and is of Italian and Irish descent. He was raised a Catholic and attended a Catholic school. As a young boy, he saw Elvis Presley performing on TV and dreamed of playing the guitar. So I'll quickly repeat that. He's now a multimillionaire, but he was born into a relatively poor family in 1949. He's the eldest of 3 and is of Italian and Irish descent. He was raised a Catholic, but as a young boy, he saw Elvis Presley on TV and dreamed of playing the guitar. Number 2, 3 points. He first played with a number of bands such as the Rogues and the Castiles before settling on a group of musicians who he still plays with. His first album proudly proclaims where he comes from. Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. So he played with a number of bands, including the Rogues and the Castiles. He then settled down with a group of musicians who he still plays with, and his first album proudly proclaims where he comes from, and it's called Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. And lastly, for just 1 point, in 2019, he was the inspiration behind the Gurinder Chadha film Blinded by the Light. And this year, he has paired up with a former US president to create a podcast. However, he will forever be known as The Boss, who was born in the USA. And as his autobiography states, born to run. So he was the inspiration behind the Gurinder Chadha film, Blinded by the Light. He's also doing a podcast with a former US president, but he will forever be known as The Boss, who was born in the USA. And as his autobiography states, he was born to run. Nice contrast to the earlier mystery person. Right, so the second mystery person is Bruce Springsteen. Thank you very much, Dan. I presume you got that one right. Right, oh, I can hear some creaking floorboards outside. We're just about to get our guest appearance. So here's my waiter. Oh, here's my waiter who's brought a little tiny bottle of, which was my choice.
Good evening, everybody.
So here's Nick, my new slim husband.
Did you get him all right?
I don't know. We got to wait quite a long time.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Pam saying hi, Nick.
Hello, Pam.
Yeah. So he's the man behind the woman or something.
Yeah, indeed.
Anyway.
See you later.
Thanks, darling. Right. Okay. Right. I don't think there's any nasty pronunciations. I mean, he's gone now, but then you don't know that because you're behind me. So there we go. Yes, he's lost nearly 2 stone since we went into lockdown this last time, which is pretty impressive. He's had to buy a whole new wardrobe though. Okay. So yeah, he does look good actually. Right. So that was nice. Nice little surprise visit. So round 5 we've got now, which is called V for Victory. And thank you to Pat and Michael for this round. So, number 1. When was VJ Day? Number 1. When was VJ Day? Number 2. Which Canadian racing driver won the Formula 1 World Championship in 1997? Which Canadian racing driver won the Formula 1 World Championship in 1997? Number 3. What was the maiden name of the Spice Girl who won David Beckham's heart? What was the maiden name of the Spice Girl who won David Beckham's heart? Number 4. Which song by Ultravox failed to reach the number 1 spot in 1981, but in a poll in 2013 was voted the nation's favourite number 2 single? Don't forget, this round is called V for Victory. Which song by Ultravox failed to reach the number 1 spot in 1981, but in a poll in 2013 was voted the nation's favourite number 2 single? Number 5. Who won the Ladies Singles Championship at Wimbledon in 1977, the Queen's Silver Jubilee year? Who won the Ladies Singles Championship at Wimbledon in 1977, which was the Queen's Silver Jubilee year? And number 6, at the end of World War One, where was the peace treaty that ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers signed? At the end of World War One, where was the peace treaty that ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers signed? Struggling tonight. It's a good job I had a clean gin. Okay, just quickly run through those again. Number 1, when was VJ Day? Number 2, which Canadian racing driver won the Formula One World Championship in 1997? Number 3, what was the maiden name of the Spice Girl who won David Beckham's heart? Number 4, which song by Ultravox failed to reach the number 1 spot in 1981, but was later voted to be the nation's favourite number 2 single? Number 5, who won the ladies' single championship at Wimbledon in 1977? And at the end of World War One, where was the peace treaty that ended the state of war signed? Okay, the answers to V for Victory. Number 1 was the 15th of August, 1945. The 15th of August, 1945. Number 2, it was Jacques Villeneuve who won the Formula One in 1997. David Beckham's sweetheart was Victoria Adams. The Ultravox song was Vienna. Virginia Wade won the singles at Wimbledon in 1977. And the peace treaty was signed in the Palace of Versailles. Versailles will be fine, all on its own. So that is the end of the V for Victory round. How was that? Oh, you're racking up quite a good score then, Pam. Yes, you can. August 1945. I'm going to make an executive decision there. You can have half. Yep. Excellent. Right, we've now got around, which was Mandy, who's just told me she scored quite well in that round. I rang her up the other day and said, Andy, can you do a round on comedy shows? And quite remarkably quickly, she produced a great round. So thanks ever so much. But you've all been wonderful. I can't thank you enough for all the effort you've made. And it has been, especially the second lot of quizzes, has been great fun with so much help. It's been wonderful. So thank you, Mandy, for this. And this is called British TV Comedy Classics. So this brings back lots of very happy memories. We need more comedy shows like this. So, ready? Number 1. Who lived on Craggy Island? Who lived on Craggy Island? Number 2. What was the name of Steptoe and Son's horse? What was the name of Steptoe and Son's horse? Number 3. In The Good Life, what was the surname of Jerry and Margot? In The Good Life, what was the surname of Jerry and Margot? Number 4. Who played Lord Flashheart in Blackadder 2? Who played Lord Flashheart in Blackadder 2? Number 5. In Only Fools and Horses, what does Trigger call Rodney? In Only Fools and Horses, what does Trigger call Rodney? And finally, number 6. How many episodes were made of Faulty Towers? How many episodes were made of Faulty Towers? Right, quickly run through those. Number 1, who lived on Craggy Island? Number 2, the name of Steptoe and Son's horse. Number 3, in The Good Life, what was the surname of Jerry and Margot? Number 4, who played Lord Flashheart in Blackadder 2? Number 5, in Only Fools and Horses, what does Trigger call Rodney? Number 6, how many episodes were made of Faulty Towers? Okay, so the answers to the Comedy Classics round are as follows. Number 1, Father Ted lived on Craggy Island. Number 2, the horse was called Hercules. Number 3, it was Jerry and Margot Ledbetter. Number 4, Rick Mayall played Lord Flashheart. And Trigger called Rodney Dave. And unbelievably, there were only ever 12 episodes of Faulty Towers. So that is the end of the Comedy Classics round. Thank you very much, Mandy and Alan, no doubt. How was that? Tricky? You seem to be clocking up a lot of 5s, Pam. So, anyway, the moment... Oh, actually, that's the first... Oh, maybe people are using the cryptic shows for their joke around. I've just noticed that's the first double figures I've seen. Interesting. Right. Well, we'll see how this one goes. And cheers. I'm going to have a bit of bubbly while you do this one. So, yeah, I did think that actually. Just a few of you might be a little bit too young. But we do need some good classic things to come back, don't we? Right, so here we go. I've done some more TV shows for you. And one of I replaced a couple today because I thought it was too easy. So we'll see. I thought up these when I was running this morning, these two. So we'll see how they go. Right. And so you have 4 minutes starting now. 4 minutes. Right, hello. I think I've been a bit generous there. I gave you 4.5 minutes. So I have no idea how that went for you all. So let me just get rid of something here. Right, okay. So I'll just put it up. So the first one was Softly, Softly. So the next one, number 2, was Silent Witness. Number 3 was Downton Abbey. Number 4 was Happy Valley. Number 5 was Drop the Dead Donkey. And number 6 was Between the Lines. So it went Softly, Softly, Silent Witness, Downton Abbey, feathers, you see, and a ton weight. Happy Valley, Drop the Dead Donkey, and Between the Lines. So, how was that, everyone? I replaced a black adder, actually, this morning, because I thought that was just a tad easy. It was a black snake that looked like an adder. So, how was that? Tricky? Oh no, you did the joke when it wasn't quite so easy this time. There were too many 6s last week. Did anyone get Softly, Softly? Or Downton Abbey? Oh dear. Oh dear. Yay, too young for Softly, Softly. No, we were flummoxed on the first one and the third, yeah. Got Downton. Oh, that's good. No. Oh, well. I quite enjoyed myself, though, making them. So that's all that matters, really, isn't it? It's all just for a bit of fun. Yeah, sorry for those people who thought they'd have a definite 12 for their joker. It didn't really work out like that, did it? Anyway, we're just going to do the starter answers now. And I will start from the top, obviously. So here are the 10 countries in the world which have a V in their name, and they're not islands. Okay, so here we go. Bolivia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, El Salvador, Ivory Coast or Côte d'Ivoire, Latvia, Moldova, Slovakia, Slovenia, Venezuela, and Vietnam. So we've got Bolivia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, El Salvador, Ivory Coast, Latvia, Moldova, Slovakia, Slovenia, Venezuela, Vietnam. So there's your 10. Cheers. So as I said earlier, today's quiz is out of 68. I think there was some, from what I'm thinking, having looked at the screen, there was some tricky rounds there. So, anyone prepared to admit what they got out of 68? Anyway, while you're adding them up, I want to say a massive thank you. 50, 52, not bad. That's about right. It's supposed to be about 80%, so that's 75, 80%. So that's not far off. Yeah, well, Marion, I think you're doing quite well. I would absolutely get nowhere near 33 if I was doing this solo. Pound 48. So at the moment we've got a 52. Well, if only you'd known it was the 15th, Andy. So we've got a 52, Martin. One day you must introduce yourself to me because I don't know who you are. We got a few 51s, 51 and a half. Okay, excellent. Anyway, as I was saying, I want to say a massive thank you. When I started these quizzes last April, on April the 3rd, which happened to be my birthday. Oh, what about Vatican City? Yeah, you can have it, Jane. Why not? Oh, that's brilliant, Marion. Well, I'm very impressed. Blimey, you should take up quizzes, you know, professionally. Excellent. When I first started these, as I said, a year ago, I had a target of £200 for the charity. And oh dear, I'm going to be in big trouble now. Oh dear, I'm getting a message. I think the Vatican City is a country, is it? Is anyone actually on Google? And they can definitely confirm that. Otherwise, we're going to have complaints to someone. The organizer. Oh, that's me. Anyway, what I wanted to say was a huge thank you because, as I said in my message today, we've actually got £1,525 over the last year for the Captain's Charity, which is Alzheimer's research. And that is absolutely fantastic. And I'm just so grateful to you all because apart from the fact I've enjoyed doing the quiz, it's made it even more worthwhile. So thank you so much. If you want to give just a little tiny bit more, any of you, you know where to go. Just go to the Just Giving website and it's just called Girton Quiz, or you can just put Sarah Pugh in apparently, but it doesn't come to me. It does go to the charity. I think we seem to have Andy and his team with Vatican City have got 52.5 points. That's fantastic. So is anyone going to advance on 52.5? Oh, so it's the smallest country in the world. So very good. And yeah, so it's going to be very strange not doing these. But I meant it when I said I think we should try and have a big celebratory opening quiz in the clubhouse. And all of those people who don't live locally or generally go to the golf club, you must come up and we'll have a big party. That would be great. I hope you, well, I know you have taken part, and so that's been fantastic. Please, if you have been doing the quiz and I don't know you and you see me on the golf course, can you say hello? Because I don't know all of you, and that would be wonderful if you see me around the village because you've seen me. Oh, Aardvark's got 53.5. Okay, I think we might have a winner with the Aardvarks at 53.5. Okay, very good. So it was very close up there at the top, but it's just the glory of winning in this one. So thanks ever so much, everyone. And yeah, it really has. It's actually quite emotional. I'm quite sad. So thank you again, and have a nice evening. And for those of you watching the golf, I hope you enjoy it and you're inspired. And yeah, so I'm going to say cheers to you all, and thanks ever so much. And hopefully, for all the right reasons, we won't be doing another online quiz because we will be able to do the real thing live. Okay, thanks ever so much. And I'm just going to just look at the screen for a little while and have a drink. Yeah, it has been good fun, and I've really enjoyed myself. And yeah, quite sad. But all good things have to come to an end. So keep smiling and keep, yeah, just fingers crossed, everything will be good in the not too distant future. All right, then, have a great summer, and lots of love to you all. And I haven't got a mouse. Oh, I have. I've got it back now, so I can get rid of you all. Anyway, I'm going to say bye, and have a good one. And thanks again. You've been great. Couldn't have done it without you. Oh, and Zalatoris is, I know, he is doing quite well. I'd never heard of him, but my player in the sweep, golf sweep, is doing quite well. So that's good. All right, then. Yeah, thank you, Eric. Thanks ever so much. I'm going to go now before I get emotional and start doing stupid things. All right, then. Lots of love to you all. Bye. Bye.